hypotenuse, so that's 3, that's 5. How do I calculate the third side? Pythagoras, which gives me a value of 4. Y minus. Good. Okay, so that's how we start off. Ek het julle gesê ek gaan vandag vinnig gaan, hè? Now they say for 5.1.1, calculate the value of sine negative 180 degrees minus theta. Daar's meer as een manier om hierdie te doen. The one way is to substitute out a sine, a minus. And then remember, any negative angle is in the fourth quadrant, then you do that, and then you do another one. The easier way, the one that I would do, is by saying, in trigonometry, we are working with 360 degrees. If we go around once, one full rotation, you always end up on exactly the same place. So jy mag altyd veelvoude van 360 bytel of aftrek, right? Because let's say I'm on this line. If I go 360 degrees around, I'm still on that line. You agree? And if I go the other direction as well. So you are always allowed to add 1 or 2 multiples of 360 or subtract 1 or 2 multiples of 360. So that's what I'm going to do here. En dan het jy 180 grade minus theta, which is in quadrant 2. And what is sine in quadrant 2? Positive, so jy soek eintlik net sin theta wat 3 op 5 is. I'm not even reading it off the sketch. That is the value that was given. Okay. Sorry, that's a 1. Okay. I would be on the lookout for this type of question because this is new. Die vorige een 5.1.1 het julle in graad 11 al gedoen. Maar hierdie jaar het ons dubbelhoeke en saamgestelde hoeke gedoen en hierdie is saamgestelde hoek. So what you have to see here is that you can expand that one using the compound angle formula for cos. Make sure these are on your crib notes and that you copied them correct. Okay. The two spatial angles, I'm just going to fill in. So julle weet al, cos van 60 is 'n half en sin van 60 is wortel 3 op 2. Okay? Daai twee spesiale hoeke, dit behoort nie vir julle 'n groot uitdaging te wees nie. And then for these two, I'm going to use my sketch. In fact, this one, I'm just going to write down the value that they gave me. En die ene gaan wees minus 4 op 5. So daai is van die skets af. Né? Terwyl die res is sommer net spesiale hoeke wat ons net invul. Okay, so I have minus 4 over 10. And here I have 3 root 3 over 10. Good. Okay, dan by 5.2, sê hulle vir jou, sin 13 cos 13 is K. Oeh, nee. So dit is wat ek soek, né? Ek soek daai sin 13 cos 13 want dit kan ek gee as K. And now they ask you to write the sine of 26 in terms of K. Now, you need to start finding shortcuts for yourself to see what you should do now. Remember we said the biggest problem in maths is you guys don't know what they are asking. Jy moet kan sien dat 26 is 2 keer 13. So what are we working with here? A double angle. You see that? So I'm going to go write it as sine of 2 times 13. Why 13? Because I was given something in terms of 13. No? Oh, yeah. Which I can then write as 2 sine 13 cos 13. En stem julle saam, daai ding is gelyk aan wat? K. Sien julle? Dis wat hulle vir jou aan die begin gegee het, gelyk is aan K. So jou antwoord gaan wat wees? 2K. Voel jy so wakker? Nee. I'm here. That's already one step better than yesterday. Okay, goed. Dan by 5.3 sê hulle vir jou bepaal die waarde van die volgende uitdrukking. Okay. Goed. So jy moet nou jou werk goed genoeg ken om vir my al te kan sien, ons is op pad na een of ander soort dubbelhoek uitbreiding. Ek bedoel saamgestelde hoek uitbreiding, right? Because those always have two functions in terms of two different angles, then a plus or minus, and then two functions again. Okay? I can identify with this one that the second angle is going to be 40. Stem julle saam? Okay. I'm going to go write this one in terms of an acute angle. So do you guys agree that this is in the fourth quadrant? Cos is positive in the fourth quadrant, so this will be positive cos 10. In which quadrant is this? Remember, you can always subtract or add one multiple of 360. Okay? So sien julle, daar is meer as een omwenteling. So ek gaan en daar 360 grade aftrek. Okay, nou is my probleem hierso. Daai is 10 en daai is 80. Nee? What are those two of one another? They're co-functions, do you see? Okay, so you can work with your co-relationships. And now you can pick one, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you, this one has two alternative answers. So if you go to either one of those, you're perfectly fine. I'm going to leave the 10. And for this one, I'm going to write that as sine 10. Nee? Cos van 80 is mos dieselfde as sin van 10. En nou het jy jou twee hoeke en dit gaan word sin van 40 grade minus 10. Just check you're swapping them around inside. Gaan kyk net mooi na hom. Wat vir jou gaan gee sin 30 grade wat is. Oh. Okay. Another way to have done this one is to get to do this, and then you get to cos 60 degrees, which is also half. So if you did it through that, then it's still perfectly fine. Okay, moving on. Goed, hulle gee vir jou hierdie in die diagram. There are two similar triangles, triangle OPR and triangle OQR. O is the origin and R and Q are points on the x-axis. Now, very important, you have to remember that similar triangles means what? What do we know about the sides? They're proportional. Okay, goed, en julle gaan nou sien hoekom dit belangrik is. So kom ons vul gou die sye in wat ons kan. So wat sal hierdie ene se lengte wees? Using that coordinate. 4, né? Y-waarde gee vir jou daai lengte. X-waarde gee vir jou daai lengte. Hoe gaan ek hierdie skynsy kry? Pythagoras. Square root of 41. Pythagoras. Dis wat dit is. Okay, goed, waar gaan die A kom? Hieronder, né? Op die x-as. En die 5? Daar. En ek gaan nie nou sy skynsy uitwerk nie. Okay. It's also important that later on when we solve for the value of A, you have to remember it will be a negative number. Right? Because it's on the left-hand side of the y-axis. So klomp geld het jy daar. Dodgy dealings in die wiskunde klas. Okay. Now they say determine leaving answers insert form if necessary the value of sin 90 grade minus theta. We don't have a triangle in terms of 90 degrees minus theta, but what can we do with that? Go write it as what? Yes. Cos theta. Right? Nou, gaan ons werk met die driehoek in die eerste of in die tweede kwadrant to read off the value. Eerste, hoekom eerste? Because you have all the values, né? Stem julle saam, jy het al drie die sye. So, kom ons werk met die driehoek. Kyk, altyd van hulle het die hoek theta. So you can choose which one you're going to use. But you can't really use the one in the second quadrant because you don't have the values of the sides. Maar in hierdie kwadrant het ons almal, so ek gaan sê dis 5 op bortel 41. Easy as that. And then for 5.1.2, they ask you to calculate the value of A. Now remember, this side over this side will be equal to this side over that side. Nee? Die sy is mos in verhouding met mekaar. So I'm going to use that. 4 over 5 will be equal to 5 over A. Moet nou nie de mekaar raak tussen jou 4 en jou 5 nie. Then you can cross multiply. But what? No, I already have the value of A. But what? Yeah. Somme Pythagoras. Somme straight down Pythagoras.